honey, you're all right.
Well, as you can see, Shady, the trickster, got his halter off again somehow.
And here we have Ariel. She is our 4th owner surrender this week.
Well, as you can see, Shady, the trickster, got his halter off again somehow. No idea. And so we've been trying to put it back on him. But I've been working with him, just approaching him even without the halter. I've been able to rub up on his head and everything. And so hopefully we'll be able to get back on him soon. Hey, bud. What do I got for you today? Got a turn. Yeah. There we go. Good boy. Du har Band-Aid. Is the Band-Aid confusing you? Good. Good. Good night. No. 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 Don't mind him. Don't mind him. You did that one. Turn your butt. Turn. You know, just because you're in a different pen doesn't mean you don't know what you're doing. How'd that work out? Ignore him. There. No. Oh. Hi. Yeah. Oh. Oh, don't do that. Yeah, so good boy. Yeah, see? It's not so bad, is it? No. So sometimes I just gotta trick him with the treat to get him used to me. Put my hands on him so he knows it's not the end of the world. Yeah. Yeah, there we go, bud. Yeah, it's not that bad, is it? So I'm keeping my left hand here just in case he wants to try and go for a bite or get too scared. For some reason, he generally stays calm, unless Dutch behind me makes some noise. Oh boy. Oh, good shoes. Yeah. Should I try without the? Nope. I don't know why my hand here has to be the big deal, but whatever works, right, Shady? Muddy puppy. Yeah. Yeah, you're a muddy puppy, aren't you? Let's get these crusties off. Yes. Hi. Oh my gosh. So scary. What? Hi. What? I didn't do nothing. All I did was this. What's a treat? There. Calm down. Calm down, mister. Yeah, calm down.
I swear he has 4 eyeballs.
I know. It's like he knows. I got more. Don't worry. Look at that. Hi. That. You had to ruin the moment, didn't you? Yeah, let's go back over here. Just had to ruin our moment, didn't you? Not quite yet. You're giving me wild eyes still. Bye. No, you didn't take off. That was better. It wasn't full blown bolt away. Huh. Yeah, you know your arm won't go away. Nope. Yeah, you don't want to be by him. Maybe you do. Hi. You calm down. Let me pet you, and we'll call it good. Nope, I gotta touch you, and then we can end this for today. Yep. We accomplished a lot further today. Yeah, will that make it easier, mister? Ah.
Hey. That's not right.
No. Ah. Thank you.
Make the right choice.
Ah. Wrong.
Good choice.
There. Yeah. There.
We had a woman contact us in the beginning of June. She was looking to surrender 3 horses. These 3 horses were not hers. They were one of her renters, but unfortunately her renter did pass away. financial state to have horses prior to this, and now with losing out on funds from her renter, she definitely isn't in the position now. She was not able to pay the surrender fee or the transport fee, but thanks to our amazing donors and supporters, we fundraised on our social media and we were able to waive those fees for her completely. So right now we are on our way to Minnesota to go pick up 2 of the 3 horses, as one of them they were able to find a different home for. And yeah, we will see how they load and then we'll get them back to the shelter. We got Sally and Beauty here. We're gonna get them loaded onto the trailer. Oh, good. You're okay. You're okay, Sally. Good, honey. Hi. Good girl. There you go, honey. Not so bad. Oh, you're okay. So we are back at the shelter. Kylie's grabbing Beauty out first. Hi. Nope. There you go. So Beauty and Sally both have coggins, so they are able to go out to pasture. So we'll see how they make new friends. Watch it. Watch the piglet. Escape. Off they go. Up the hill. So this is Isabella. She is a owner surrender.
It's your poop. It's not actually slippery.
There you go, honey. Good job. Lots of friends. Lots of friends.
So I thought I could hear her scratching.
Welcome, honey. And here we have Ariel. She is our 4th owner surrender this week.
Hi, I'm Ray. Some of you guys may remember me. I worked out here about a year ago and then took some time off, maternity leave actually, to have my daughter. I'm back now kind of working as barn manager and fill in medical / veterinary hand for the time being. Right here we have Gretel. She's one of our worst rehabs right now. She has a leg injury on her hind here and we've been working on keeping it covered. And actually it's healing up quite nicely compared to what it used to look like. So we do have to sedate her to do this. She is pretty kicky in her back end and it is kind of ouchy for her. So she is sedated right now. And you can just kind of watch as I wrap her leg back up for the day and go about it. So here we just have some chlorhexidine scrub. This is like an antiseptic, helps keep things clean. It's one of my favorite products we use here. I'm just going to scrub the scabbing off and make sure it's nice and sterile before we rewrap it. so we don't trap any bacteria in there. Okay, so here I'm just gonna blot her leg and dry it off so we don't trap any moisture in the bandage. Bacteria really likes to grow in hot, warm environments, so that's why we're drying it. All right, so for her bandaging, we've been doing honey to try and keep away the proud flesh, and then we just wrap it back up with vet wrap. These are just non-stick gauze pads here. And eventually we will switch to something other than the honey, but for right now, this is what we're keeping on it because we're worried about proud flesh. Honey has really good antibacterial properties and healing properties as well, along with some anti-inflammation. Okay, so then we'll just take our vet wrap and wrap up her leg. We try and keep it tight across the top, because that's where she tends to work it down. It's right over her joint as well, so there's more flexing towards the top. So we'll bring it all the way down. Not too tight because we don't want to cut off circulation, but tight enough to where it's firm and not going to slide down right away. All right, now that she's all nice and rewrapped in bandages, we'll put her back in her stall, leave the bandage on, change it out as need be if it falls down again or it gets soiled. Gretel is one of the many horses that are here right now going through rehabilitation. Hopefully once we get her leg all healed up, she'll be looking for her new home.
So earlier today, me and Kylie were gone picking up horses, and Amanda got the lead rope around Shady's neck and was able to wrap it around his nose a little bit and stuff too. So we're gonna go back out and see if maybe we can replace the lead rope with a halter. One that will stay on, hopefully. Yes. What do you think, Shady? You want to get a halter back on? Says no. What was her idea?
Ice cream.
Oh. That's always a good idea, ice cream.
Ice cream's always a good idea. I'm good. Yeah, there's a good boy. No. 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 How'd that work out?
It didn't.
Can you stay in the shade? We can't just stay here and skip the whole circle. Come on, baby. They always come back to it. Let's just stay. It's funny. This morning he backed up and scared himself on his own water buckets. I'm like, that's all you, bud. Hi, good. Good. Oh, you're the one doing it. Good. I know, very nice.
Your phone. So I stepped away from the catch pen because I don't think my presence was helping. It seems like he's calming down now, so sorry, but I might have to record from here. So we almost had it, but Dutch came over and ruined the moment. Now he's back to eating after he ruined the moment. Let's see what happens if I sit next to the catch pen instead of stand. Dutch is coming over.
Okay, good enough makeshift, I think.
Good boy, Shady.
Good boy.
Here. You're all right, bud. Good job.
I gotta figure out how this can go up next. There we go.
The halter's on. Good job, Shady.
Not tight, but I'll do that after I get this. Oh. I know. That was the scary part.
It's okay. Good boy.
Good boy.
Good job, buddy.
Good boy.
Yay! Good job. Shady has a halter on again.
So spicy. So nice.
Good job, bud. Mr. Romeo has an impromptu showing today, and hopefully they are a good match.
Can I have some?
Yes, please.
What is that?
1, 2, 3.
I said, of course, to the horse. I said, of course, to the horse.
All right, boys. You've got a friend coming, bud. Okay, that was quicker than I expected.
He's like, okay, let's go, let's go. Look, you see how he got in there? You're going to do exactly that.
Check it out, bud. Yep, you got a friend. Good boy. Good boy. Here you go, buddy. Good job.
Okay, so this morning when I get here, I try and soak the feed or the alfalfa pellets right away. We currently don't have hot water, so it takes a while for everything to soak.
Sorry.
So here I have 2 buckets. I have 1 bucket for the horses that are in stalls and 1 bucket for the horses that are outside. So for the horses that are outside, we have like Eclipse, he's on a 1/2 scoop, Buddy's on a 1/4 scoop, and Arthur's on a 1/2 scoop. So what I do is I measure that dry, and then I put that in the bucket to be soaked, and then I split it up once it's all soaked from there. So here I have my water. So to soak the cubes, you want the water line just above the cubes. So we'll start with about that much. Get all those soaked. And you can't over soak it, so more water is better. Because if the cubes are dry or not soaked enough, they're a choking risk for our horses. Some of our horses especially are in need of dentals or they're older, so they can't chew up hard feed, so all of their food gets soaked. I have a metal scoop here, and I'll just kind of stir it around to kind of break some of the cubes up. Try to break them up at least. So while I have the cubes soaking, I'm going to make up the grain for the horses that don't need soaked feed, which for inside horses, that's Sandy, Praline, I think that's it. Just the 2 of them. So those guys are both on GI Soothe, which is kind of like a gut healing formula. Praline has some issues with diarrhea, and Sandy as well has issues with potential ulcers, so this is a easier formula on them. So Sandy gets a full scoop, and Praline gets half a scoop.
She's a little smaller.
Yeah, Praline's a little hacky there, so she doesn't get as much. And then both of them get Amplify, which is really good for high fat and building muscle. Both of them could use muscle. Sandy's on a pound, which this one's first, the green one. And Praline is on half a pound, since once again she is smaller. When doing grain, I add probios to everybody's. Probios add a healthy bacteria to their stomachs or to their guts to help with healing and digesting. So Sandy gets 2 scoops because she's bigger, Praline 1. I'm going to start Praline on Bio Sponge today since her diarrhea doesn't seem to be clearing up any other way. So of course it's in the way back corner here.
Of course it is. Oh yeah. Way back.
Okay, so for adult horses, she is not 1,000 pounds. We weighed her and she's at about 600. So we'll cut that about in half. We'll start her on the chronic diarrhea dosing, which is going to be 2 ounces. For an adult horse, average weight 1,000 pounds is 4 ounces. So.
And this was for Praline.
Yes,
The Hackney.
The Hackney mare. So what this does is it helps absorb some of the excess water in their guts. So we're hoping it'll help her with her diarrhea. We'll put her on this for about 2 weeks and then reassess and see where she's at. Right now it's like squirting out everywhere. It's pretty intense. So we're hoping this will help bring her some comfort. So we are watching her for possible pregnancy right now as well. So we're trying to get her as comfortable as possible and get her on the right course nutrition-wise before possible baby gets here. Mix it all in. Hopefully Praline eats the bio sponge. If she doesn't eat it in her grain this way, some horses don't like it, we can dilute it in water and either squirt it over her grain or squirt it into her mouth. She tends to like her grain though, so hopefully it's not a problem. Sandy eats pretty much anything. Big appetite. Alright, so now we can bring this out to them. They'll be happy to get their breakfast. So this one is for Sandy. She's currently stalled due to a possible hoof injury. And she has shoes on, but not enough nails, so she's inside for now. And here we have Praline. That could possibly be bred. She's kind of a little spitfire, but she's coming around. And her poop actually looks a lot better today.
I'll say that looks a little firmer. Still pretty mushy though.
There you go. I know. I'll leave you these. You're gonna eat it? Oh. I think we approve. Her poop actually looks a lot better. Yesterday when I came in, I gave her electrolytes and probios just to kind of help with the diarrhea. And today we're seeing some improvement.
What are you doing now?
So now I'm going to treat Praline for her pink eye. We noticed when we moved her over from quarantine, her eyes were quite goopy and her eyelids were quite red. So that's a pretty good indicator of pink eye. So to do that, she gets this sprayed in her eyes 1 to 2 times a day. It seems to be helping quite a bit. She doesn't have as much goop today. We also keep a fly mask on her at all times just to keep the bugs out of them. This isn't her favorite thing in the world, and she's quite reactive. She might have throw fit. So we just open her eye up, and 1 little spray. It doesn't sting or burn, but it kind of shocks her, gives her a little scare when it touches her eye, just like if we were to get water in our eye.
Yeah, understandable.
And this one, she's kind of a little more sensitive about it. There we go. Good girl. And it's simple as that. She needs a lot of work with just basic handling, so sometimes we'll hang out with her while she's tied out here and work on her manners.
Hey. Halter seemed to fit you a little better when your fly mask was on, but
Yeah.
it's still not bad.
Oh, and we can tighten this up a few more holes too.
Yeah.
So I told her she was lucky she got her own halter bought for her. Brand new.
Hey, you're so stinking cute. Your head is almost impossible to fit. Is this a pregger belly?
She let me pick up her trunks really calmly today.
Well, that's good.
Might freak out.
You're really not so scary, honey.
She's getting there. She's very uncoordinated. I'm always afraid she's gonna slip. Good girl. Good girl. That's all it is.
She's so stinking cute.
I know. She's like trying to hide behind me, but is afraid of the fly spray. Like, help. Yeah, okay.
Make it where you can't see no more.
She's fine. All right, so now that some time has passed and our alfalfa cubes soaked, I came back and made up the grain for everybody else. So over here we have Rocky Road, Caramel, and Toffee, which these three are inside. And over here we have Eclipse, Buddy, and then Summer. Summer's just on a ration balancer. She just happens to be in the pasture with these two. She doesn't necessarily need grain, but that way she gets some vitamins and minerals and it keeps her out of their food while they eat. Are all soaked as well. What I did was I divided up the alfalfa cubes like I talked about earlier and then put their supplements and grain in and then added water to the grain. Same thing with the alfalfa cubes as the grain. When you're soaking, you want the water level to be above the grain. So it turns into this nice mash consistency. All our cubes are now broken down and they'll fall apart nice and easily. So they're less of a choking risk now. If there's any hard ones still in here, I'll pull them out that won't break up. I'll just kind of sift through it quick. Like that one's pretty hard, so I'll throw that one out. The cubes are kind of a pain, but we do what we can with them.
Stock up on pellets.
Yeah, pellets are nicer. Take Toffee and Caramel theirs first. Toffee is a draft, so she gets quite a bit of food. It looks like even more food once it's soaked. So we'll give Toffee hers first. She's said to be 12 years old, but we haven't been able to verify that yet. Here you go. Oh. So Toffee just gets Senior, the alfalfa cubes, and a scoop of ProBios, along with a scoop of Weight Builder for her. Caramel here gets a scoop of Senior, a half scoop of alfalfa, a pound of Amplify, which is the same stuff we gave Sandy earlier for fat and muscle, and ProBios as well. Caramel is for sure older. We're thinking late 20s, so she gets her grain soaked as well, so it's not a choking risk. No grain for Chunky Boy. I think everybody in here gets grain besides him. All right, so this one is for Rocky Road. We moved him up from quarantine yesterday as we noticed he was looking pretty thin, thinner than when he originally came in. And he's said to be 12 as well, but we haven't been able to verify that. And Rocky Road is getting a scoop of Senior, a half scoop of the alfalfa hay cubes. He is getting 1 scoop of vitamin E and selenium supplement, and 1 ounce of red cell. So the vitamin E and selenium are just some extra vitamins just because he is so thin. And then the red cell is to help out with his red cell blood count in case he were anemic. Just because he is so thin, we think there might be something a little deeper going on there than just weight loss. And then we do have the vet coming out on Monday, so we're hoping we'll find out a little bit more specifically what's going on with him. So these ones are all outside. I'm just gonna do the same thing and make sure they're all broke down. No choking hazards. So we'll take these outside to them. Sometimes it's a little difficult getting them separated because Buddy is very food motivated. Oh, where's Eclipse? They might have him. Probably, because he's usually always with Summer, so. Hey guys. All right, so it doesn't look like Eclipse is in here right now, but we'll still feed these guys, and he'll get his when he comes back. Yeah.
Not even yours.
No, he's a jerk when it comes to food. All right, Summer.
Hey.
Just gonna grab Buddy and take him for a walk up the hill. So when feeding horses in the pasture, especially when they're all getting different grain, we try and keep them separated. We notice if they're far enough away from each other, they'll usually focus on their own food. Versus if they're all close next to each other, then they're gonna keep switching dishes, and it can be a bit messy then. And then they're not getting the correct grain or supplements. Some of them need to be soaked, some of them don't. So we just take the time to keep them all separated. So this is Lulu. She was a somewhat recent surrender. When she came in, she was pretty sore in her feet. We got her seen by our farrier. He retrimmed her feet, and that kind of caused her muscles and her body a bit of a shock. So right now she's readjusting to her trim. Right here, this is Big John, another recent surrender. When he came in, he had lots of hair loss on his face. You might be able to see there's still some patches on it. We've got that treated, and its hair's starting to grow back in. He's kind of in a weird in-between phase right now where some of it's still missing and some of it's coming back. Hey, they're both very sweet.
Who's that?
This is Shiloh. I want to say he got surrendered before these two. I think so. He was here first. He is a Mustang. He's also a very sweet boy. He's got some behavioral problems when it comes to bolting, so our trainers have been working with him on that. Hey, he's a very sweet boy. We were only able to get 3 of his feet trimmed by our farrier because with that last back one, he kept bolting. So that's kind of where he's at with working on that right now. Hopefully next time we'll be able to get that last one done and do all 4.
He's a lot of fun.
Is he still super broke?
Still super broke.
Good deal. You want in here, or you ride around in the yard a little bit? Too much. Oh. He says, I'm done. I don't know about you, but
Yeah.
I am. So here comes Eclipse to get his green. He's finally put enough weight on where we could see how he is under saddle. Just a short little ride, see where he's at.
So the other day we brought a few of the girls from our most recent auction group up to the barn because they're out of quarantine. Espresso is one of them at the auction. She seemed fairly dangerous. She was pinning her ears, biting. And then when we went to get her feet done here, she was almost impossible to catch, but we finally got her. So today Kylie's gonna pull her out and start working with her. And hi, Serena. Right now she's trying to catch her. What do you have to say? Not much. So we're just gonna run her out. We'll get the other 2 back in. So we're gonna get Espresso back down here. I'm gonna close this gate and then we'll put the other 2 back. Honey, you're all right. Calm down, sweetie. No, no, no. Oh, honey. You're okay. Yeah, just calm down. Calm down. Relax. She's definitely nervous, but she's not trying to hurt anybody. Kylie's just gonna go slow with her. Take her time. Yeah, she touched her. Kylie's being a little bit more cautious because she's not necessarily in the best position. But we want to try and keep Espresso as calm as possible, so running her all over isn't going to help that. There, she touched her again. There, she got her. Good job, honey. And we're not gonna hurt ya. She's like, what are you gonna do to me with that thing? See? It's not here to hurt you. Loves. She says, just hold me, Kylie, just hold me.
I'm done. I'll hold you.
Here I have Rocco. We're currently treating him for ulcers. We noticed signs of ulcers when one of our trainers had said he was super cinchy and reactive to the girth or cinch tightening on him. So what I did to kind of determine that further was I ran my hand across his body. I'm not going to do it now because he's quite reactive and gets upset. And just kind of noted any areas of pain where potential ulcer points would be, where horses would experience or exhibit pain if they were to have ulcers. And he reacted positive to about 2 out of 3 or 4 of those. And he reacted by trying to bite and bolt forward. So it was pretty obvious that that did cause him pain when we touched those points. A lot of horses will get ulcers if they're overly stressed or if they go without forage for more than 4 to 6 hours. It's really important to keep their gut moving and keep the stomach acids down. If too much stomach acid builds up from like stress or not forage or food in their systems, that's when they'll start experiencing ulcers. From my understanding, he came in unweaned from his mom, so the weaning process is very well what could have done it for him and spiked his ulcers. It's very stressful, as he's not a baby, he's a full-grown horse, so something that caused him quite a bit of stress going through here. For his treatment, we started with 1 tube of UlcerGuard or GastroGuard. They're kind of interchangeable. And then we've started him on the GI Soothe food, which we talked about earlier, helps reduce the stomach acid and is healthy for their guts. So now he's down to, he gets half a dose of GastroGuard once a day for the next 2 weeks, and then we'll reassess and see where he's at. So he takes this decent. It's not his favorite thing in the world, but we're working on it. So I'm just gonna insert this into the side of his mouth if he'll let me. Might have to. We'll see. Oh, we're gonna be worse than yesterday. Hold on, we're just gonna work on this for a second. No. All right. So now I'm just kind of working on him on putting stuff in his mouth, since he was pretty reactive to trying to get the tube of UlcerGuard in his mouth. He did okay. This is his 3rd day receiving ulcer treatment. He did okay the first 2 days. Yesterday he kind of went backwards a little bit, but he wasn't this bad. He wasn't threatening to pop up yesterday. So just kind of working with him a little bit, showing him it's not the end of the world if something touches his face or his mouth. He thinks it is. Oh my goodness. Yes. He's very reactive, stressed out about new situations easily. You're okay. Good boy. Good boy. Grandma was turning the water on, and that scared him coming out of the gate. Absolutely terrifying hearing the hose touch the water. Cute. Boy. Hi. She's bringing her head into me. She's like, hey. She is.
I think she's already looking a lot better.
I think so. And she has an appetite too, finally.
Friendly.
She is.
I found him in Sarah's pasture.
Huh?
I found him in Sarah's pasture.
Oh, yeah. Probably one she keeps ripping off. He'll let me get my finger somewhat in there, but he tried to strike out, so I might just put it on his food. Because not everyone's going to fight with you. Nobody should have to fight with you. You eat it. There. It's on his food. We'll see if he eats it.
Drama llama.
He's been decent to catch. He tries to walk away, but I'll just stand in front of him and cut him off, and then he'll stop. You kind of have to go slow when you're reaching for his halter, otherwise he gets spooked and he'll take off. You're not going to plow me over. Hi. Can I touch your face with this? Or just have your attention even. That would be fabulous. Oh boy. Oh, it's stuck together. Right. Look, it's on. Just let me tighten it. Oh my gosh. No respect. Like, I am standing here right now. Look, was that so bad? Another blindfolded horse.
Blindfold mom.
There's nothing in there.
Did he eat it all?
Yeah. Meds and all, thankfully.
That's an all.
That'll make everyone's job a little easier.
Let that clean.
Alright. Take big boy back out.
Contaminated brain.
Okay. Back up. Back. Over. He says okay, but calmer this time. Well, I'm about to treat Ariel's feet for thrush, if I can find what I want. The hoof pick with the bristle on the back, so I can brush the medication into it. But all right, so this here is Ariel. She, I believe, came in this week. She was a surrender. One of our trainers yesterday noticed that she was pretty ouchy in all her feet, so when she went to clean her feet out, she noticed she has thrush in all four, which thrush is an infection that affects their frogs and pretty much their entire bottom foot when bacteria gets trapped in there from moist environments. So like if they're standing in a lot of mud, if their feet aren't cleaned out frequently, things like that can cause them to have thrush. It can get to a point where it can be pretty painful because the bacteria is just eating away at their foot, leaving raw, exposed nerves. So today we're just gonna pick her feet up, clean them out, and see if she needs another treatment. Good. Get those bugs off of you. There we go. Nice and fly sprayed. So we'll start with just picking her hoof up and cleaning it out. Good girl. Just gonna get as much crud out of there as I can so I can get a real nice view of it all. And yesterday when we did this, we could smell her feet before we even picked them up. For those of you that don't know, thrush is a really stinky thing. It looks like black goopy tar, which there's some of it there. Not to be confused with poop. It's a little darker color, a little different consistency. So it's not as bad as it was yesterday. A lot of times you can just do one treatment, kind of one and done sort of thing. Hers isn't quite there yet, so we are gonna go ahead and treat this foot again. I suspect we'll have to treat the right front as well because that was where it's worst, but we're gonna go ahead and check all four. So there's kind of a few different products you can use when your horse has thrush. The most common one is probably Thrush Buster. This is for thrush and white line. I personally prefer this one because Thrush Buster kills a lot of the good healthy bacteria in the foot as well, making it harder for their frogs and soles to regrow. So this one's just a little gentler. All you do is you put it in there where you see the thrush and rub it all around. Super simple. We'll hold her foot for a few seconds if she'll allow it to let it dry up some. There you go. You want your leg back. Okay, so yesterday in her right front, what originally brought this to our attention was not only the smell in the goop, but you could see the bacteria. It kind of presented itself as a green pus, kind of bubbling out of the bottom of her foot. And that's when you know it's pretty advanced. Usually you'll notice it when it's just the black goop, but hers has gotten a little further than we'd like. And again, she is a recent surrender. Yeah, this week. So this foot is still pretty smelly, just brushing it out here. And you can see there's definitely more damage to this one from the thrush. Part of her frog right here at the end has started to get eaten away. It's super squishy. I'm not gonna poke too hard. There's a hole starting to be created in her frog from the bacteria eating away at it. Clean out what I can. There we go. Good girl. So same thing as the other front. We're just gonna pour the medication in there and rub it around. This is vast improvement compared to yesterday. Yesterday was a lot worse. Just hold it up there. And she can have her foot back. And thrush is something they can get any time of the year, but it's a lot more prevalent in the spring and the fall when the ground is kind of wet. Winter really isn't the best conditions for thrush to live in. Not to say it doesn't happen in the winter, but it's a lot rarer. So here the thrush has affected, once again, her frog. There's a hole up at the top here. That should be all closed circuit. So same thing, pour the medication on. Let it soak in her crevices. Good girl. And Ariel's making it nice and easy. They don't all hold up their feet this nice. She's a good candidate here to show you guys what we're talking about. There we go. And release. So this one has a lot of that black gunk along the sides. Thank you. This is just normal hoof debris, but in there is some of that black stuff. Yeah, she didn't like that touch. It's a little sensitive, depending on how far the bacteria has eaten down. Find a piece of it.
Like right here.
There we go. Good example. And there's her thrush treatment for today. I would suspect that after the second round of treatment here that she would be okay, but we'll still check her feet the next time we pull her out just to make sure it's all cleared up. So here at Ponytails we use 2 different kinds of hay nets. We have ones with the small holes, which are going to be these ones. So they're nice and small holes, and then we have ones with bigger holes. So the ones with small holes we'll give to the horses that have enough weight on them or that are maybe a little chunky. And what that does is it slows down their eating, but still allows them to have access to forage almost 24/7. Like I was saying earlier, horses are more prone to ulcers if they're going without forage for long periods of time. So that's kind of our way to just making sure they're always having something in their system and that their gut's still working. If one of the horses is underweight, we'll give them a net with bigger holes that allows them to pull more hay out at a faster rate and just keep their gut moving and getting the calories into them. And if they have the larger holes, they do tend to get more than 1 bag a day, just because then they're needing weight and we want to give them as much forage and hay as possible. So this here is Royal, and we've been working on rehabbing his leg. If you look back here at his fetlock, you can see it's quite swollen. There's a bit of proud flesh coming off of it, and there's some hair loss up at the top. They're usually not quite so picky, but he was a little worked up today, so that's why I'm using the stick first. So we don't know exactly what's going on or whether or not the infection has gotten into his joint or the bones yet. One of the many reasons we're looking forward to getting our x-ray machine so we can kind of take a closer peek at him and see what's going on. In the meantime, we've just been treating what we can. We tried cold hosing and things like that, thinking it might have just been inflammation or swelling. None of the swelling has come down that way. So until he can see the vet, we've just been treating his massive proud flesh that's coming off the injury. So for that, we've been putting Wonder Dust on it and then swat around the area to try and keep the bugs off to prevent any more infection. We haven't been able to do a whole lot for him yet, just pending vet and x-rays, unfortunately. But what we are doing is just enough to try and keep him comfortable until we can get a better, more definitive answer of what's going on. He's quite young, and right now he is a stud, so he doesn't have the best manners. He's not the best with picking up his feet or having his feet touched. So that's why, like I said in the beginning, I was using the stick right now since he didn't want to be caught today, and he's just a little worked up. Okay. Yeah, you're okay. And he does move around fine on this leg. Like, he's just running away from me for quite some time, and he doesn't appear super lame or uncomfortable. But he's moving good. I'm being a little dramatic today, though. Oh boy. Just gonna keep doing this to see if he'll get to a point where he's gonna be comfortable with me touching it today and treating it. We're kicking a little less now. Oh boy. Take it away. Oh boy. For a little bit. Until hopefully eventually the goal is for him to not kick out. And let me, myself, my hands and my head get close to his feet without getting decapitated. Oh boy.
No decapitation is the goal around here.
Yeah, usually. Oh. Big breath, that was good. Sign of him relaxing. This is also the first time I'm treating him in the barn, so that of course is adding to his stress today. Usually I just do it right out in his paddock. But today we figured we'd see if we can take it a step further. Good. Good boy. There we go. One more time. Good. Good boy. I'm gonna start by spraying it with some iodine, just kind of get it more sterile and clean. I'm probably not gonna be able to scrub it just because he is awfully sensitive about it being touched today. But I will spray some iodine on it, and then we'll follow that by Wonder Dust, which what the Wonder Dust does is it just kind of dries up the proud flesh, shrinking it over time. And then we will put Swat on the leg, which helps keep the bugs and flies off. It's a little stronger than just fly spray, and it actually creates a barrier between the skin and the bugs. I'm just gonna touch his leg, get him to relax a little bit. And then we'll spray where we can with the iodine. A lot of that gray stuff that you see coming off of the proud flesh is actually Wonder Dust and not gross scab skin. It just has started to kind of take that color over time from so many applications and treatments of it. Good boy. So just spray this. Good boy. And with him acting this way about it, it does kind of limit our treatment options for the time being until we have a definite answer of what's going on. Once we know more of what's going on, we'll be able to kind of proceed that way, whether he's going to need sedation for treatment or if it's like a one-time sort of treatment, that sort of thing.
Potential surgery.
So this is the Wonder Dust, and I'm mostly going to put this. There's nobody touching you. I'm mostly gonna put this over that big bulge of proud flesh coming off the spout of it. You kind of have to break it up sometimes. Thanks. So now you can kind of see why it's getting that grayish appearance. This stuff is gray and powdery. There we go. Now we'll see if they'll let me rub some Swat around it. I'll start by just touching his leg first with the hand that doesn't have the ointment. See if he'll let me do this. Good boy. Good boy. I'm just gonna touch down to where I want to go. Good. Let him realize I'm not trying to hurt him. Good boy. Yeah, okay. Get underneath. Good boy. He's actually handling this very well. He's just kind of letting me know it's uncomfortable and he'd prefer if we didn't do this, but he's not trying to take my head off. Good boy. And that is how we are treating Royal for the time being.
What do you think it was?
Taz.
He's like a half-size Taz.
Yeah. So we're just gonna see if he fly sprays. We'll start down with his legs where it's not so traumatic and dramatic for them. Good boy.
Won't do anything until I get out there.
Good boy. So he's handling this very well for how dramatic he was being earlier. He's pastured with two little donkeys and they're not exactly the best influence on him. So, well, a donkey and a mule.
Merrimack is a bad influence on everybody.
He's so cute though. You
He
can't
is.
be mad at him.
He is.
Good boy.
So today's a big day for Mr. Shady here. Both me and Kylie agreed and are confident that we can lose the little catch lead that has been hanging on him to make it easier for catching. We've both been able to go up there and catch him fairly easy without even having to use that. So he's gonna lose it today. Hi, Shady. Good boy. Hi, Shady. Good boy, yes. No. No. Thank you. Hi. Look. I'm muddy there. Yeah. Let's go out of the mud. I know. Camera. Another person. Hi. Hi. Look where I got. Yeah. Touch your nose. You ready for this, mister? Want to treat for a good boy? So, here we go. Big day. Oh, Mr. Shady. Oh, I know. What did I do? He's like, now lose the halter, lady, and we'll be good. It's a good boy. Yes, aren't ya?
You graduated, Shady.
You graduated. You are no longer cotted. Other than this is kind of goofy, but we'll leave that for now. No? You're not going to let me fix it? I'm trying to fix it. Do I need the longer one? Still doesn't like his head touched up top, but all things to work on. I've also been working on picking up his feet more. So hopefully in the near future he can have his feet done. Ha. Ha, ha, I flipped it. I fixed it. Oh, up top here was flipped over this way. So I just quickly, finally flipped it back. Now it's all normal.
It didn't kill ya.
Yep, it didn't kill yours. So that way you can't be a trickster and get it off again. Oh, is that good? Yeah. Can I have? Oh, that wasn't nice. No. Come on. I know, I'm using even my wrong hand. Because you gotta be so scared. I know, somebody's there. You're gonna get used to that one way or another, mister. Hi. If you relax a little bit more. Okay. See? You're going to get used to it. Yeah, you know I won't stop until I get it. There. No. I gotta be like this. You were so good. Thank you. See? Mm-hmm. Well, you're the one who's...
Says you can either catch me without a catch lead or you can pick up my foot.
You can't have both.
You can't have both.
We can't do both today. It's not in the mood for me. I know. You need to lose some weight. You're a chunky pony. Oh, look at that. I touched your leg. I touched your leg. Touch your leg. Oh, I picked it up. Come on. Nice try. Nice try. I still win. There. See? I'm not asking for long. Give. There. Oh, well, and then you slam it down as I'm giving it back. Good. Oh. Oh. Okay. Backs need a lot of work. Still not able to quite touch them all the way. There. See? Just gotta stay still. Stay still. No, don't need to run. Get in there. There. Almost to the hoof. There. See? Not so bad. See? Not so bad on this side. Oh. Oh. There. See? It's okay. Yeah. Good boy. Good. Don't walk away. Good. See? It don't kill you holding it. No, it don't. Give one more time. No. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Let me pick it up one more time and then we can be done. Good. There. Easy. Good. See? Yeah, we can go back to this side. Good boy. So now we're done. He picked up his foot nicely. And he's being nice and relaxed right here and calm. So we always try and end on a good note. So Mr. Shady, I think this is a good note. You are free, mister. Good boy. Huh. Congratulations, you've graduated. The catch lead is off. It is released. You want to say bye to it? You want to say good riddance? You want to say goodbye to it? It's like, nope. No, I do not.